Hey guys, Dr. Clayton Roach from Adjusting Attitudes. I'm coming at you today and in the few videos that are going to follow to talk to you about what I feel are the fundamentals to living the life and the practice of your dreams. And I don't know if some of you are sitting there and saying, well, you know, this is all hocus pocus and everybody tells me I can have the life of my dream, but right now my life sucks and there's nothing I can do about it. There's too many chiropractors in my town. Insurance companies are not paying the way they used to. Blah, 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 blah. And we fill our heads with all these excuses. But the reality is that you have a choice that you can make right now to be successful or unsuccessful. One of the best questions I was ever asked was the following question. If there were no rules, if there were no limitations, and you could not fail, what would your practice and your life look like? Think about that. If there were no rules, no limitations, and you couldn't fail, what would your practice or your life look like? Now, I want you to pause, do whatever it takes, but take a piece of paper, put it on the table, and start writing. If there were no rules, no limitations, and you couldn't fail, what would your life look like? What would your practice look like? What would you see when you walked into your practice? What would it feel like? What would it smell like? What would you see? And you have the opportunity to fill that page with whatever you want. Now, here's the next step. Is all of this going to self-actualize in the next 10 years without taking any action, just putting it on paper? No, obviously not. And here's why. Because a lot of you are sitting there playing the victim role and making up all these excuses as to why what you're putting on paper is not going to happen. So why put it on paper? It's not going to work. So here's what we need to do. We need to get rid of a lot of the subluxations that we have in between our ears. So what are those? They're limiting beliefs. And these are beliefs that may have been implanted into you in chiropractic school. That you weren't going to be successful because 50% of the chiropractors fail. Maybe it's up to 75 now. I don't know. And maybe you have a limiting beliefs that it's not okay to have wealth. That there's not enough money, so do it less. And those are all limiting beliefs. Now, I'm not here to judge values, but here's the problem. If you're putting down on paper that you want all this success, and meanwhile, in between your head, you're saying the opposite, and you're not okay with success, the head's going to win. The head wins all the time, no matter what you put on paper. So you have a choice right now that you can believe everything that you've ever been said. Waste your time writing this on paper in terms of what you want to achieve, and really what you can achieve, because we're able to achieve anything. Or you can say, you know what, I have to scrap these beliefs because I know I can achieve anything I want. And once you scrap those beliefs and you fill your head with a belief system that's more positive, that makes sense, that is not based on other people's values and other people's viewpoints, then you have a chance of achieving what you put on this paper. So here's what I want you to do before you view the next video. I want you to write down, if you could not fail, and there were no rules, no limitations, what your life and what your practice would look like. And then what we're going to do, we're going to get to work, and we're going to talk about the other things that you need to do in order to make sure that what you have on paper appears in your life in 5, 10, 15 years, depending on what your goals are. I'm here to help you, and my name is Dr. Clayton Roach from Adjusting Attitudes, and I look forward to the next few videos inspiring you to become the person you always knew you could be, but that other people have convinced that you can no longer be that person. For now, take care, get to work, and listen to the next video where we're going to inspire you to become the better version of you. Take care.